Hey. Get the football. Run your feet. Hey, you know. Finish.
The Gameday Broadcast Network is proud to present Football Media Day. Football Media Day is brought to you by Lark Brewing Company and Restaurant, Loudoun's #1 destination for great food and great times. And by Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. When you need to get back in the game or the game of life, call Robin O'Connor and Integrated Sports Medicine today.
Hundreds of high school athletes have trusted Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy to help them get back on the field. Don't let that injury go untreated. Call Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy today at 703-724-7474 or visit us online at integratedsportspt.com. It's where athletes go to get back in the game.
My name is Sean Curry. I'm the head football coach at Chantilly High School. I'm entering my 8th season as the head coach at Chantilly. Before we even get into Chantilly, I just want to thank, as we have in the past, Gameday Magazine for putting this on. The light that you all have shined on high school football in Northern Virginia over the last 20 years has been incredible. Super excited and grateful that we're back here, able to do that again. Lark Brewery, hosting this is awesome. It's a great facility. It's not too far from where I live, and it's just a really incredible complex. So I know we're very grateful as a sport to have this opportunity today. Again, as I said, I'm going into my 8th year at Chantilly High School, and I'd be remiss if I didn't immediately get into the coaching staff I'm fortunate to have to work with at Chantilly. We've been together a while now, the core group of us. My #1 lieutenant there is our assistant head coach and defensive coordinator, Jason Rowley. He's got Corey Williams working with the linebackers, and Adam Neff, who's a phenomenal defensive line coach, working with the guys up front, along with Chantilly alumni Hosey Hajabadajri, who had a great career at East Carolina and Western Michigan. Our offensive line coach, Matt Miles, has been at Chantilly since 2007, has done a phenomenal job with that group. My high school teammate and also fellow Chantilly alumni, Marcello Squirewell, is joining us this year to work with some skill players. We have one of the best directors of football operations and Chantilly alumni, Nate Cleveland, and we've got a great freshman staff with Nick Davenport and Caleb O'Reilly. So as a head coach, I'm supremely blessed to have such great people to work with. We've got incredible families. Our wives, my wife Lindsay, super supportive. Our families, our children, of what we try to do each day at Chantilly, and so we're very grateful that we have that with us. In terms of this upcoming season, we are super excited about who we have coming back. We lost some great players in last year's class. All-region running back Avery Chow, all-region offensive lineman, and Andrew Lampy. Those guys are picking opposite side of the line in the oldest rivalry in the South at Hampton-Sydney and Randolph-Macon. But we've got some really good players coming back. Most notably, our quarterback Sahir Mantry is going to year 2 right now as the incumbent after starting as a sophomore. Garrett Carper, a senior slot receiver, had a great year for us last year, really broke out. Charlie Boucher, just an overall athlete. He plays in the backfield. He plays quarterback. He'll play on defense, is also returning, as is Ryan Vale, a phenomenal defensive player, can play both second level and third level. Defensive lineman AJ Cardbo. So we're really excited about this core group. We have some holes that we're looking to fill on the offensive line. We feel very good about our linebacker group and our defensive line. There's some experience there. Nick and Alex Kaywood, a couple of twins, doing a great job at linebacker and tight end, respectively. Luke Tilley, another tight end. So we're really going to evolve to the skill set we have. Tyshawn and Trey Jackson at wide receiver really give us some explosiveness on the edge. And we've got a stable of running backs returning in Andrew Fletcher, Eli Swope, and we're really, and Charlie Boucher, as I mentioned before, we're really excited to see what they can do along with some young guys that are coming into the fold as sophomores. So we had a great all-season trying to get these young men acclimated into our program. I personally believe that, as a high school that is, in a public setting, having an organic roster, one that is naturally within the boundaries of your school, it's one of the most rewarding things you can do as an educator is to bring that group of young men together and build something. And we take pride, and we've had some years, last couple of years, where we feel we've actually overachieved to get to 500. with the players we've had who don't have experience playing football before high school, and really getting them to buy into our culture and the standards that we have, including playing for one another, which we call the power of fraternity. And they've really done a great job of coming together and doing that. So as a head coach, that's my biggest goal, is to make sure the kids have a great experience. In the time that I've been at Chantilly, we've had 32 players going to play some level of college football, from Notre Dame, Stanford, to Mount Union, William & Mary, Randolph-Macon, Hampton City, and everywhere in between. So we take a lot of pride in facilitating the love of the game, and we think that shows on the field on Friday nights with the way our kids play. They play hard. Traditionally, we've been a run-heavy, spread-option football team. Jack Greasy, who's now the number 2 running back, at the University of Virginia, was our quarterback. A couple years ago, we were really downhill with him, a lot of Q run game and double option schemes. This year, we're going to continue to evolve to our talent, and we've got Sahir Mantry, as I mentioned, coming back at quarterback with a lot of experience and a pretty deep wide receiver room. So we are very excited. We feel that camp was short with our in-services returning on August 12th. We only had 6 kind of traditional days of August camp, but we feel we got a lot in. We had a great scrimmage against a really, really good Lake Braddock squad on Friday evening. We're going to host Washington Liberty on Thursday, and we feel that's going to be a great way to kind of cap off this 2024 August camp. So we're really excited. We've got a very tough schedule, obviously. All these districts out here, whether it's in Loudoun or Fairfax, the Patriot, the Concord, are very well coached, densely populated area, lots of talent. We're hoping, though, that we can just compete each week. We've got a tough out-of-district schedule. McLean and Herndon, those coaches, Coach Cochran, Coach Bachman, respectively, have done a phenomenal job bringing those programs back into the fold. Obviously, it's going to be a very different-looking Hayfield squad, and they were competitive year in, year out to begin with. So we have them, and then we go right into our district play against, obviously, a very great, physical, well-coached, tough team in Madison. So our expectations, we just want to compete week in, week out, get into the fourth quarter when our kids throw that 4 fingers up and give ourselves a chance to close them out. So we're super excited and looking forward to the 2024 campaign.
Coach George Kalsa, I'm the seniorist correspondent with Gameday. In the 8 years that you've been head coach and we've been covering games, what we've seen is an improvement in all the programs, all the schools. The coaching is at a different level now than it was 8 years ago. How's that? Have you noticed that trend yourself?
Yeah, so this is actually my 10th year as a head coach, and I think going back to my first 2 years when I came out to Loudoun and I was at Freedom and South Riding, I really noticed, especially in Loudoun, the young talent in the coaching ranks out here. And obviously, if 10 years have passed, 8 since I returned to Fairfax, there's been a lot of turnover, obviously, and with some of the legendary guys, Mickey Thompson, Kyle Simmons, most notably this past year. But I think we, as a collection of people, as colleagues, there's a lot of collegiality in the profession. I mean, we always love this. I know as coaches, this opportunity to come and spend some time in the makeshift green rooms, just talking shop and getting to know each other and the challenges that we all face that are common. Maybe some areas where one school's got this bad, and we just pick each other's brain. And I think that has really led to an improvement of the profession. And we had some great guys, longtime guys, mentor all of us. Some of them still in the game in various forms. Pete Bendorf over at Westfield, and when we camp with one another, we clinic with one another. It's really improved the profession, I think, and we take it professionally and seriously. And I think that it's a testament to the group of men that have poured into this sport in this area. So,
Chantilly's already sent a lot of players into the Division I and Division II, Division III football. Do you have or how many in your group currently are looking forward to continuing their football careers? So
this is the biggest team I think I've coached in 20 years of coaching now. I mean, we've got over 110 players, sophomore through seniors. We're one of the biggest 9 through 12 schools in the state, and we've, again, a point of pride our staff takes is making this an experience they want to be a part of. And so as that shakes out, we're starting to see some students come out who maybe they were baseball guys first, they were lacrosse guys first, and then they start to love the sport of football, and they see how while other sports are awesome, there's only one sport like football. And our most recent kids have also been other sport first athletes, and they fell in love with football, and they've found their way into the collegiate ranks. we have a handful of guys, I think, right now that are going to be highly touted. It's like a roller coaster. You got to be this tall, this long to ride at the highest level. But it's grown men playing football at all levels. And we've got, again, as I've mentioned, a couple young guys in the junior class who are potentially FCS, maybe even higher prospects, and Sahir Mantry and Ryan Vale. We have a defensive lineman, Makai Cobb-Smith, who has the length you look for. He's got the bend, the lean. So if he has a great season, there have been plenty of schools that have expressed interest in him as well. So we do have probably 5 or 6 student athletes in our junior and senior class that will be recruited at some level. We also have a lot of multi-sport athletes who, again, have fallen in love with football that are perhaps going to go play at even a higher level than they could at football in a different sport, baseball and lacrosse most notably. So we have some athletes that really, they get it, they're passionate about it, and they've got those aspirations.
There's a lot of schools around Chantilly. What are your big rivals as developed over the last few years?
So it's hard when you look at our district to pick one, right? You've got the traditional rivals in Oakton and Centerville, and then obviously over the last 20 years since Westfield came in the fold, they're our closest. My wife actually teaches at Westfield alongside a great mentor and friend of mine, Mike Lally, who was the head coach of Chantilly for a long time. South Lakes has done a phenomenal job developing the talent they have. They've got a phenomenal roster year in, year out of athletes that play on both levels of the football on both sides of the ball with great intensity and speed. Madison they've been the top dog in the Concord district. In 2020, we were on a similar trajectory. We've had some setbacks for various reasons, and they've continued on that path. So we're I think at this point still chasing Madison in our district, simply for the fact that South Lakes graduated so many student athletes last year, and just the last 4 or 5 years, their track record proves that they deserve to be the front runners. So we're just excited. I mean, I think last year there was a real divide from the top 3 and the rest of us in terms of just talent, experienced talent. But as you mentioned, we've got some good coaches, and we push one another, whether we're on the same sideline or 53 yards across from one another. So.
Coach, if we can get a snapshot of your Week 1 opponent and a little bit what you've seen so far with film review and so forth.
Yeah, so we opened with Falls Church. They have a new coaching staff coming into play. They worked with a good friend, Coach Aziz, when he was the head coach there. So they're going to be physical and they're going to be athletic. Haven't really got any film on them yet. We'll exchange after our second scrimmages this week. But I would imagine they're gonna try and establish the run and spread us out a little bit, like is so common these days. So it should be a great test, a great opener. That first week of the season. We're looking forward to it.
Coach, the culture. I know you're a culture guy. You got Coach Rowley there helping, and you guys have been putting this stuff in for several years now. Do you feel like you have your program running on all cylinders at this point in time?
We do, and Jason and I actually were talking about that yesterday as we were waiting for picture day and fundraiser day to kind of get going. And it's, you can't, and all coaches will acknowledge this, you can't promise wins, you can't guarantee wins. What you can do is guarantee that you're going to do everything you can to put your kids in position to be successful. But it's a lot more rewarding, especially as I've gotten a little bit older and have my own children that are now closer in age to the students, to make sure that we're having a good time. We're having a good experience. And I think it's a testament to the men that are working with us at Chantilly that we have so many first-timers coming out, for football, because we have made it something to do again. And it's, I think, truly due to the fact that we've tried to make it a rewarding process to be a part of the program. And it's hard. That Tom Brady clip went viral, a few weeks ago about football being hard, and I think that encapsulated what we're all doing at our respective schools, and that's definitely at the forefront of what we try to do at Chantilly, which is express, like, hey, life can be challenging, life can be hard, but when you have people you care about that you're working with and you have that common goal, you're gonna find the process to get there is just as rewarding as the goal that you have. And we talk about that all the time, the microscopic goal versus the telescopic goal. And you can be an individual hoping to play collegiately. We might, as a program, want to compete for a region championship, but it's the focus on the day-to-day and the work you put in with the people you care about that really makes it worthwhile. And it takes some perspective. I mean, this is, as I mentioned, my 20th year, and it's gone by fast. I mean, it seems like it was just yesterday we were in Sterling, and I was filling in for Coach Lally in 2007, I think it was. And here we are, and I think perspective has helped us really focus on the main thing is always going to be the main thing, trying to win games on Friday nights. However, the process to get there a rewarding process, making it a rewarding process for everybody involved. That's definitely our goal, and I think we've got kids that have bought into that.
Coach, you've done a great job of your career, man. We're so excited for you this season, and always fun to come watch a Chantilly game. Intro's still the same. We got Thunderstruck.
So we've changed it up, jump around.
Okay,
last few years, just to mix it up, just like we've changed from purple to white as an alumni and an assistant coach on the Thunderstruck and purple.
Yeah,
I love that. Just to kind of flip the script a little bit, we've moved on. So we still have a great student section. It's still the place to be in Chantilly is in the purple platoon.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're still purple, right?
They're still there. They get after it.
Yeah,
so it's a phenomenal atmosphere.
I still have one of the great photos that was ever taken at game day with the Chantilly crowd. I'm in the middle of them, and they've got those big, fat head. One of the great memories we have here at game day. So, hey, man, looking forward to watching you guys play this year. Best of luck to you, and we really appreciate you coming today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There you go, Ken. Hey. Let's football. Run your feet. Hey, you know. Finish.
The Gameday Broadcast Network is proud to present Football Media Day. Football Media Day is brought to you by Lark Brewing Company and Restaurant, Loudoun's #1 destination for great food and great times. And by Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. When you need to get back in the game or the game of life, call Robin O'Connor and Integrated Sports Medicine today.
Hundreds of high school athletes have trusted Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy to help them get back on the field. Don't let that injury go untreated. Call Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy today at 703-724-7474 or visit us online at integratedsportspt.com. It's where athletes go to get back in the game.